If you're taking the August LSAT and thinking about applying to law school right after, stop, because you might be walking straight into a six-figure mistake. This is one of the most avoidable errors I see every year, and ironically, it's usually the most disciplined students who fall for it. The ones who've been grinding for months with color-coded study plans and who have planned out every single detail except for this one. Now, quick disclaimer, the story I'm about to share is a real story, but Jason's outcome wasn't guaranteed. He worked hard, stuck to the plan, and acted fast. Your results will depend on your effort, your timing, and your situation. What matters here is how Jason thought through the following decision. He came to me last summer with a rock-solid plan. Take the August LSAT, get his score back at the end of August, and apply the second applications open in early September to beat the rush for rolling admissions. He was scoring around 160. Good, but not great for the schools that he wanted. When I asked him why he felt the need to apply so early, he said, "I thought if I wasn't one of the first to submit, I'd be at a disadvantage." And so I pushed back, what if rushing to apply actually puts you at a disadvantage? We looked at the data and mapped out his options. He delayed his applications, took 2 more months to study, and scored a 173 on the LSAT. Same cycle, slightly later application. $132,000 in scholarship offers from schools that had barely noticed him before. Now, most people think law school admissions is a race, but it's not. It is a negotiation, and your LSAT score is your strongest bargaining chip. It determines where you get in, it shapes your scholarship offers, and it impacts your job opportunities, internships, clerkships, and more. It can even affect which cities you'll be able to live in and work in after law school. In other words, your LSAT score doesn't just get you through the door. It sets the terms of the entire experience that follows. And yet, I see students throw away tens of thousands of dollars in scholarship money because they were afraid to wait another month or two. A slightly stronger score can totally change your admissions outcomes. Now, if you're already locked in for the August LSAT, here's what you want to do. First, you want to treat it like it's your best shot. This is not a casual run-through. You want to train hard, focus on timing, endurance, and accuracy. Then, of course, wait a couple weeks to get your score back. Don't assume anything and don't panic. Let your score speak for itself. And if it's strong, fantastic, apply as soon as you get it. But if it's borderline, you want to sign up for the next available LSAT test date. Might be September, might be October. No shame, no fear. You're just taking the smart, natural next step. Of course, keep prepping, but this time for your retake, prep smarter, not harder. You've already built the foundation. Trust in that. Now you're polishing and refining your weak areas, building up your endurance as well. And the good news is you can still apply in September or October or November, which is early enough, still well ahead of the majority of applicants. But now you're going to have a score that gives you real options. Schools don't even start reviewing most applications seriously until October or November at the earliest, and many scholarships are awarded in December, January, and even February. So no, you're not too late if you take the LSAT after August. You're just showing up better prepared. Now, let's say you took it in August and you scored a 158. Not really what you hoped for, but you applied anyway because you didn't want to fall behind. You might get into a couple schools, but not any real significant scholarship money, maybe $5,000 here or there. You're underwhelmed, it was maybe less than you were hoping for, but time is ticking and you feel stuck, so you accept the offer. Then you watch your friends, the ones who waited, retook, and scored 165 plus. They're walking into better schools with $80,000, $100,000, even $150,000 in scholarship money. And they're celebrating while you're doing the math on repayment plans. That's the cost of rushing. Not just money, not just worse options, but the slow-burning regret of knowing you left LSAT points on the table and that translated into less money. So if you're tired, I get it. If you're sick of studying, I get that too. And if you just want to move on with your life, I even get that as well. But if taking another month or two buys you a better LSAT score, and that score gets you into a better law school with better financial aid, that's not a delay, that's real leverage, and that's how the savviest students win this process. They don't gamble on just being early, and they don't rush to the finish line with a score they're not proud of. they keep the door open just a little bit longer and walk away with options. So play the long game, bet on your potential, and apply when you're actually ready, not just when the calendar says open.